Hey, so I'm going to do another Lenormand reading. This time I'm going to ask the question, why do people have this hatred for Elon Musk? And I ask myself this question because to my mind, he has done so much for our country. He's a national treasure. He's so much more productive and so much more efficient than any other company, than the government, certainly. He is my generation's most notable member, as far as I'm concerned, one of them at least. And yet I hear so many people, not so many, I hear a certain group of people who really have a strong dislike for him. So my question to the cards today is, what is up with the hatred for this man who is doing so much for our economy and for energy use, for the planet, for the possibility of future interplanetary settling? Let's ask the cards. I'm going to draw 6 cards. We're going to see what the Lenormand says about Elon Musk. First card, ship. Ship. Okay. Second card, the bear. Okay, let's put this up here. Ship and the bear. All right. Get the birds. The whip. Yeah, wow, this is great. The child. And the mountain. All right. So right away, gosh, the whip and the birds, repeated talk. Lots of rumors. Lots of nasty language. They keep beating him. He's perhaps represented here as the bear. He's the bear. He's got a lot of money. He's got a lot of strength. He views himself as a protector of speech. And the birds are speech. And yet the whip, it stings. The ship speaks of movement. And the ship can represent vehicles, such as automobiles. The Lenormand came out before automobiles. It can also represent airplanes or spaceships. So that's appropriate. Mountain. Mountains represent the problems. Insurmountable. But the question was, why? Why? Why do people hate this man? I think the key could be this card right here. Jack of Spades, the child. Elon has, I think we all know he has Asperger's, some form. And when he communicates, communication being the birds here, some people see it as being somewhat immature. They see him as being this wealthy child who just plays with his toys. His spaceship is a toy. His cars are toys. His free speech, the way he communicates, they don't like it. They see him as immature. And they're mad because he's on top of these mountains, all these big problems that society has, whether it's energy usage, electric vehicle, getting us into space, these large things that the government's had a hard time with or not. He's on top of it. He's able to stand right on top of those mountains, climb the top of that mountain. They don't like that because it feels like to them that he's immature and they don't think he deserves it. He's younger than many of those who are in power, and that's another thing, although not in and of itself a bad thing. He also pokes the bear, like literally, with his tweets. And you see that those birds, which represent speech in the Lenormand, speech and gossip and things like that, I think it also represents X, Twitter, old Twitter. And whips are his little tweets. He pokes the bear. The bear can be government. He jabs verbally. They don't like that. They don't like that. I think those are the main reasons. His tweets that are inciting, and the fact that he's been able to climb the mountains of some of the world's most difficult problems. It's this combination, his combination of his kind of maybe emotional immaturity, they see it as, combined with his jabbing tweets and the things that he says, the way that he pokes at government and authority that makes them feel lumbering. It makes them feel bad. And so they just turn away from that because who wants to be whipped repeatedly? Understandable. Nobody likes that. So, all right, I get it. I can see that. Interesting. Well, yeah. This makes a lot of sense. It's so funny to me that he comes up as a child, but I see that pretty clearly now that the cards pointed out. It's one of the things I like about the cards is that they can show you the blind spot that you have. Me being an Elon fan, I wouldn't have necessarily come up with the fact that he's like a child or that he has his reactions can be somewhat immature, but I think that's true. All right, so thanks to the cards for pointing it out, and thanks to you all who are watching. Talk to you soon.